Life's too short. I mean, you know, like we say in Texas, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him float on his back. You know, the truth is, every guest that we have here is a teaching tool. And there's a trade-off here. There's a barter here. And the barter is the guests that are here, they get really up close and personal focus on their particular fact pattern, you know, their specific situation. And these people send in a sea of minutia. I mean, stacks of paper. And we go through everything within reason. And what we get, they get that up close and personal. What we get is a teaching tool. And sometimes the most hard-headed, don't get it guest are the best teaching tools, because there are people at home that are not this ridiculously self-destructively in their own way hard-headed that will look at this and go, oh my God, that sounds like me. Oh my God, I've been doing that. Not that bad, but I will never say that again.
When they came and took Bella, I was completely taken by surprise. I had no clue that the court proceedings were going on.
Ever since Brett took Bella, this custody battle has gotten ugly. Brett acts like I'm a bad mom. How would he know? He wasn't even in Bella's life until she was 4 years old.
Bella had a great life. I was a good mom. Justin was being a good dad. Brett had never met her before.
She doesn't know you. She doesn't know you.
This custody battle is an absolute nightmare.
Brett accused me of being a drug addict and abusing Bella.
Brett is alienating me from Bella. He talks bad about me in front of her.
You see what your mom does? Isn't that ridiculous?
Brett is systematically erasing me and Justin from Bella's life.
Bronwyn is a pathological manipulator, an absolute danger to everybody she comes in contact with. 4 or 5 months after Bella was born, I received a phone call from several of my friends telling me to check my social media. There was a picture of a baby on there. Bronwyn was stating, "Brett, this is your child." I got a hold of Bronwyn immediately. Went over there, took a DNA test. I took 4 tests in total. It wasn't until the 4th one, when my daughter was 3 years old, that I found out I indeed was a father. I kept asking her to see my daughter. She kept giving me excuse after excuse. After weeks of talking, she just quit talking to me, just disappeared. I found out that she had moved out of state and she was intentionally keeping my daughter's whereabouts from me. The first time I met my daughter was with a half-dozen sheriffs. Bronwyn is crying hysterically. She didn't tell Bella who I was. She didn't tell us any information about Bella.
Here's her number, so in case she wants to call.
She didn't tell us anything to comfort her, nothing. I was all of a sudden a full-time father. I couldn't believe the most terrifying moment of my life was made by a 4-year-old child.
It's clear to me that the two of you have a lot of unfinished emotional business that seems to be crowding out what needs to happen with this child. So at this point, do you want your child to have a relationship?
Do I want her to have a relationship? Yes. I've tried. I've offered her, even on the social media site, the website we talked in, I said, listen, I'm going to protect my daughter no matter what. Don't be one of those things that I have to protect her from. If you're going to continue to lie to her, you know.
How do you know that I'm lying to her? I mean, how do you know that how I parented her? You weren't there for 4 years. You don't know me.
Hopefully, even if they don't get it, you know, millions of people at home will get it. I mean, we're on all over the United States and like 57 foreign countries, and I mean, maybe people will see themselves and say, I'm doing that with my child in the middle. And it would not surprise me one bit if these people went to court, an ad litem was appointed, and the ad litem got a tape of this show, looked at it, and said, I'm removing that child from the home until both of these parents get serious parental training, because and most of my forensic work had to do with determining whether this guy was sane when he murdered that person or whatever. But occasionally I got pulled into this kind of a situation, and I absolutely would not allow that child to continue in this tug of war if I was in it. It wouldn't even be a close call. I mean, I'd sit in the conference room with him and say, okay, got it, y'all can leave. Keep the child here. Y'all can go home. Because that's abuse to a child, in my opinion. He said, well, I have these videotapes. No, what you have is you're leading a child like you lead a witness, and that's not okay. So I don't know. I thought I gave him pretty good advice. But anyway.